You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup COH fans, and welcome to episode 46 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Fatal? We are here today on Longre, another SNF game. It just keeps on pumping out these great games for us. And today we have a couple of guys one of whom we've had on before. This is Mr. Maccaronni, Mr. Tony of Maccaronni. He has been on TFN a couple of times now, but we also have a newcomer who also happens to be a COH expert, an old COH expert, but a COH expert nonetheless. This is Mr. NuVioN. NuVioN, yeah.
I think it's NuVioN, but now he plays
NuVioN
under
forums,
NuVioN.
I said NuVioN and I thought, oh shit, am I being really offensive here?
No, I don't think so. I think it's just making a pun of his name since he's rusty. You know, as you said, he's an old school expert, and I remember back in the day watching some of his replays and stuff, and he was really good. Yeah, some pretty amazing replays I've seen with him, I think. So it's gonna be fun to see him playing now in, you know, not 2006, but more 6 years later, COH1 still going strong. Yeah. What has changed? A lot. So let's see how he adapts to that. But yeah, we are on Longres today with Maccaronni playing as the Wehrmacht and NuVioN playing as the Americans. You ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
Pause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. And straight off the bat, I gotta ask you something. The Wehrmacht quarters placement from Maccaronni. What do you think about that?
Yeah, this is the eternal question, isn't it? When you play longer, you can choose to stick it down on the left or the right. If you're playing for a heavy right-hand side pin kind of focus, then, and especially if you're planning to get retreated, you know, if you're doing like a Voltvox Sniper MG build with a small tier 1, for example, then putting it on the right is generally a good idea. But I quite like the left because it puts your Pyro a bit closer to the plus 16 munitions on the left. But, I mean, all in all, it's very small differences, but it can make the difference. Especially in a competitive tournament game like this.
Yeah, and especially, you know, when you leave your headquarters and you go stand next to your Wehrmacht quarters to reinforce, you know, the last guy on your Volt squad or something. You know, having it on the left, if most of the action is on the left, or if you want to get to the center quicker, isn't it better to have the quarters on the left side of your base then? So, you're
a bit more central. Yeah, you are a bit more central on the left. The advantage of on the right is that you can actually... He hasn't done this. He's chosen to put it behind the hedge, but you can put it out quite far onto the right, over where the road is, actually, and have quite a forward reinforcement point in terms of your proximity to your own cutoff. I mean, you can have an MG pop out, walk about 10 yards, and be able to cover your own cutoff, which is great if you're if you want to get back onto the field really quickly. If you are doing, you know, as I said, a small tier 1, and you're planning to do some retreating.
Yeah.
Some tactical retreating.
Well, Turner did double build his quarters and went MG bike.
Ew, MG bike.
So he wanted, you know, to get his quarters up. It was basically up instantly when he hit 250 manpower. It was pretty good timings, actually. So maybe that's something. Maybe it takes the Pyos less time to run and set up their quarters, you know, a little bit more central in the base, but, you know, a bit right side aligned anyways, and then get the second Pyos, you know, quickly to the quarters, and then double build it to get the MG out at 250 manpower.
Well played there by Maccaronni. Forced off the retreat from the first rifle. That means this Jeep is not going to have any real support here. You force a retreat like that on the first rifle, you're putting yourself ahead really in a big way there.
Yeah, the first rifle was going to harass the Pyos, and obviously NuVioN was not expecting MG first. He hadn't seen any units, but you know it's very hard to tell what your opponent's going to build first out of his quarters. It could be Volt, it could be MG, it could be bike, it could be anything really. You know, compared to US, where you know the standard, no one goes for a WSC start unless you're playing a 2v2 because it's you know quite literally crazy, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, I think Marina's 4ES had a bit of novelty value when no one else was really expecting it, but I think that's about it, really.
Yeah. But at the same time, you know, you could face a Jeep first and get your first MG flank. But if you're playing quite, you know, if you're keeping it fairly close to your base and you're going bike second, you can have Pyos next to your MG. The MP40 guys on the MG are pretty decent, especially if the Jeep goes into close quarter combat with the MG parking behind it. And then if you get your bike out, you know, you can get so much damage in onto the Jeep, and then just pursue it with your bike and kill it.
Indeed, yeah.
It's too
nice
risky.
Pushing here by Maccaronni. It does look like he's going to be going for quite a fast pin. I mean, he's forcing a lot of early retreats here. The engineers getting forced away. The Jeep hasn't really done anything. Don't know. Hard to tell at this point whether that's going to be a wasted investment or not, because you really got to make it count within the first couple of minutes. And right now, he's not really making it count.
Did have rifles on the far left-hand side, but they were spotted by the bike, and the MG sets up. They are in green cover, however, so it's going to take a while to suppress them if it even gets the suppression off at all. And now this bike is trying, I think he was trying to focus fire on the repairing engineers. Nice micro from Maccaronni there. Maybe you want to tell our less experienced viewers of why do you target the engineers while they're repairing and building stuff?
Well, you can see the Jeep is doing this to the Pioneers repairing the bike here as well. They're going to take extra damage. As you can see, very fast crits coming in there for the focus farm on the repairing and building units. Here's a nice flank, though. Here's a nice flank by NuVioN.
Four-pronged attack, one from the left, one from the bottom. The Flamer MG grabs the farm building, and at the same time the MG is suppressing one in the front. NuVioN does not wanna get base pinned on long red by a Wehrmacht player, and he did very, very good there. However, second MG now might throw a monkey wrench into the cogwheels and stop this very nicely played out flanking maneuver. Four-pronged attack with flamers and rifles. Love it.
Yeah, some nice old school flank in there. Very nice. Something that you don't often see very often, you know, especially, it's weird, you know, at the very top tier of play nowadays, you watch guys like Aim Strong, you watch guys like Symbiosis, they play a very passive US style. They don't really make any big attacks like that, not until they have some form of tech advantage, like a sniper or an M8.
Yeah, I think, you know, these flanks can be very hurtful to your manpower income. Due to, you know, if you fail the massive 3-4 pronged attack and just end up losing a bunch of riflemen, it's just going to be so costly, and your opponent's just going to be sitting, you know, at the exact same spot as he was before, laughing at you.
Bit of a waste of manpower there from NuVioN by the rifles. They were, I think he's trying to just stall out because he knows the pin is going to be in place as soon as he retreats anything. But at the same time, I don't think holding his cutoff is worth the amount of manpower he's going to lose.
Yeah, NuVioN has now also lost the fuel on the left-hand side after that initial 4-pronged attack. I think he sent a Pio squad over there, which is now mining off the 10 fuel as well, and Maccaronni is in possession of the right-hand side fuel for, I think, what is the entire game. From basically since he capped it, it's been in his possession.
Yeah, he's going to be able to do some fast teching if that's what he chooses. He's had both fuels for a decent amount of time, and especially now he's seen bars which have come fairly late, about, you know, just after 6 minutes into the game, and no other sign of tech here from NuVioN. But yeah, I don't know, you know, getting these kind of late bars, he's going to have to do a lot of fancy stuff to make those count.
Oh, those engineers on the left-hand side are like danger close to that mine. When one guy gets killed by the Pioneer, he actually loses a second guy to the Pios. But that engineer guy, he's all alone. He's standing right next to a mine, decapping that fuel. And it is a planted mine because there is no build timer bar on it left. And I'm not even sure I can stand so close to the mine without it detonating.
Back here in the middle, we've got NuVioN shaping up for a flank here, but he's having a hard time breaking, finding sort of a chink in Maccaroni's armor. He's got overlapping MGs and 2 Volks here, focus firing down.
He's got green cover and yellow cover from the bushes, green cover from the hay bales, and yeah, as you said, dual MGs, dual Volk and a bike from Maccaronni, but still nothing left in his base, and he's actually opted to go for a sniper. So fairly big tier 1. What is that? 6 units?
That is a big tier 1, but especially on this map where he knows that he's cut NuVioN off from most of his fuel for a good chunk of the game, and when he's already seen bars, he's going to know that he's okay in terms of going for a big tier 1. Although I don't know what he's doing here. He's laying wire right
with
in
the
front
wire.
of the
What was that about?
That
I think he was expecting his MG to get set up faster than it actually did. But we do have the base pin in effect already. This must be, you know, NuVioN must be throwing his keyboard into his monitor soon. How did I get base pinned after that 4-pronged attack? I forced it off, didn't I?
Well, at the moment, I wouldn't be too worried by him because he's just seen 2 Volks retreat, so he knows that at worst he's facing a couple of mines and a couple of MGs there in the middle, and his base is a heck of a lot closer to the fighting than those Volks are. So if he makes his attack now and doesn't wait too long, then he should be able to force a big retreat here from Maccaronni, especially as he's not actually laid a single mine yet.
Yeah, Jeep on the right-hand side, though, is in trouble. It's got a damage engine, and it's Jeep versus bike, and the Jeep does end up getting killed by the bike from Maccaronni. So 1 kill for Maccaronni there with the Jeep down already. But we do have these barred rifles and the flamers. He's doing a nice flank on the left-hand side. The wire does not get completed either, and he's going to be able to skirt through after forcing off the bolts trying to lay down the wire. So the pin is not in 100% effect yet. And we do have bar rifles on the far right-hand side as well, just harassing these Volks and the sniper here. But it's going to be forced retreat, very low health, and he does have the bike in pursuit. He's going to be able to take some pot shots on retreat. The MG in the barn building was facing the wrong way, but it's down to 1 man. The sniper missed it. 1 guy left, a sliver of health. He's trying to run back to base and survive so he can get reinforced back at NuVion's base. And he's actually maybe gonna make it another last burst from the bike. It's not enough, however.
NuVioN actually started building another rifle squad, I believe in anticipation of losing that one. I don't know whether that's deliberate or whether he just thought I'm gonna start building one now because I'm gonna lose that rifle. But if he doesn't cancel that, then he's actually gonna give himself up to 4 rifles. But he does still have. No, where did he just spend? Oh, he just spent all his manpower on reinforcement. He could have actually afforded to build the M8 right now, just on the cusp of the 10-minute mark, which would have been a really nice timing, as the Sturm Armory is only just being built right now. But he's opted to reinforce instead.
Pyre goes down on the left-hand side at the 16 munitions. Finally, a small break for NuVioN there. After losing his Jeep, he actually polishes off one of the Pyre squads from Maccaronni. Mine goes off. That mine that the engineer never tripped on the left-hand side goes off by some rifles instead. He loses 2 or 3 guys to that explosion. Costly.
NuVioN really needs a trio sooner rather than later. I think it ought to be his next tech after this M8 pops out, and the M8's gonna have to do a good job holding off whatever comes out of the Sturm Armory, whether it's a Puma or a Stug.
Sturm Armory is still being built. It's almost done, however. Volk taking some casualty on the right-hand side, but that MG in the house repositions and actually shoots the flamer engineers from NuVioN before they get a nice burst of flame into the building. The barred rifles gets unsuppressed extremely quickly, however, and we do have a Stug out first from Maccaronni. So I'm not sure if he saw something with his bike when he was driving around there with his Jeep, and he actually saw the motor
it's
pool
possible.
going up,
It might just
maybe?
be good game sense.
Sure.
I mean, he's not seen a weapon sports center. He's not seen evidence of a triage, so it would be a safe bet to go for a Stug, especially as he doesn't need any extra anti-infantry right now. It would certainly seal the deal if he got one and there was no M8, but as there is an M8, getting Stug is a good idea.
Yeah, the Stug is a safe bet. It's still gonna be able to plug away on the rifles and do, you know, a snipe shot here and there, kill 1 guy every 3 or 4 shots or so. It's not really potent against rifles or infantry whatsoever, especially not without the Vet 2, which gives them the top gunners, which makes the Stugs like, you know, almost a fairly good all-around vehicle.
Yeah, I mean, with Stugs, you sort of got to treat them like a glorified pack for the first sort of until they get a bit of veterancy. But as soon as they get a bit of veterancy and you get a few of them, then they really come into their own.
Here's the Stug now. The M8 is chasing the sniper. He did decloak him on the road, but their decloak radius is so small. Nice main gun shot on retreating sniper. Almost takes him down. The bike also has a damaged engine, but the rifles can't go up and help him because they're very understrength, down to 3 men and are capping at the moment. But it seems that NuVioN has gotten most of his map back at least, so you know his resources must be starting to flow in again at you know, a better rate than before.
Yeah, he's got a good munitions income, lots of munitions on Longra, so lots of potential for mines, but he's had to spend, you know, a cool 100 munitions just upgrading that M8, so he's only got 85 munitions in the bank.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
He just tried to lay an M8 mine actually there. I just saw the beginning of the animation, but he's not going to be able to finish it. He's actually going to try and go for the circle strafe here on the Stug. Don't know how sensible that is.
Oh, Faust coming in there. Oh,
yeah,
now it's very low. If the Stug gets another shot in, it's going to be a critical or a kill. I think he's gonna go and try and escape on the road onto the left-hand side. Here's a Stug shot that didn't miss it. And the MG actually gets killed on retreat. Was that an M8?
That was the M8, yeah.
Oh,
6
God.
kills now. He's going to get some retribution though because the rifle goes down, trying to get the cap on the fuel down here in the bottom right. So back down to 3 rifles here for NuVioN.
Oh.
And he could even lose this another rifle.
Oh, Stug doesn't get a sniper retreat, however. I wasn't expecting that to happen. But 12 kills on his sniper already, and you know, mainly I've just seen it floating around on the right-hand side and getting retreated a few times. The bar was picked up after losing that rifle squad from NuVioN, so I guess the freshly built rifle he built basically, you know, died already. AT gun now from NuVioN, exactly what he needs against these Stugs. They can't circle strafe an AT gun due to the fixed turret of them. They're not Pumas, so the AT gun's gonna be good. The only problem he has now is the sniper, which is very damaged, however.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the AT gun is both a good and a bad choice. The sniper is going to be able to counter that AT gun in a way that, you know, he wouldn't have been able to counter Tank Depot. I think he should have either held out with Tank Depot there or just taken advantage of the fact that the Stugs have no real anti-infantry ability and gotten himself a sniper. And, you know, because if you kill all the support surrounding the Stugs, and the Stugs have to soft pedal away anyway.
Yeah,
I think
true.
he might regret the AT gun decision just because as soon as that gets sniped down to 2 men, it's going to get rushed by MP40 Volks or barred up Volks now and recrewed and stolen.
And if it gets stolen, even if NuVioN keeps sticking to, you know, Tank Depot, he would have given, you know, even more AT to his opponent. So if he goes for like M10s to try to tackle the Stugs, or you know, for circle strafing and whatnot, you know, the AT gun's just gonna put a stop to that if it gets stolen. And you know, it's very prone to get stolen when it gets sniped out, and you know, double bolts rush it. Another
some
Pioneer
nice bar
build.
play now here by NuVioN. He's actually managed to get 1 striper vet so far. But here comes Sniper again. The Sniper could really do with a med pack. I get the feeling he could really do with, you know, some Elastoplast or something, because he is not in a great shape.
No, he's really playing a dicey game. It's gonna be, you know, one lucky bar crit, you know, when he just shoots and decloaks and you just get popped in the head and he dies instantly. You know, there's no chance of surviving when you have that low health on a sniper, which already is very low health on its own, even on full health. But I think both players are doing very good. You know, the base pin attempt from Maccaronni was very well played out. You know, he just forced NuVioN back slowly and steadily, but at the same time, you know, the 4-pronged attack to break it was very good. And then he tried on another one, and it was broken again. You know, now he's trying to go for Stugs, and you know, AT gun pops out even with the sniper, which is not the greatest ID. But at the same time, I think NuVioN has, what's his munitions income?
He's got 150 munitions just over with a plus 48 income, so he's not short of munitions. He also hasn't picked a Doctrine yet.
Because I just saw him plant 2
got 4
M8
CPs.
mines. 2
Really?
M8 mines,
That
that's
could be
expensive.
pretty fun.
Yeah, there's
That is
one.
expensive.
There's one at just north of the middle.
I think those
middle
Volks are
strategic
about to hit
point.
it. Oh wow! The whole Volk squad went down to that single M8 mine.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, it dropped the bar, so now he can reclaim it. Oh, we did have some sweeper pios go down. He needed those sweepers.
Alright, well, there's two nice little breaks for NuVioN there.
Support veterancy now from Maccaronni for his sniper and MG, I guess.
Gotta be, yeah. I mean, the MG with Vet 1 is quite decent. Don't know whether it's worth it with only a single MG and 1 sniper, but well, I guess we'll soon see.
Tank Vet as well, Vet 1. I always enjoy seeing players, Wehrmacht players, going for, you know, across the board Vet 1, depending on, you know, their playstyle. If they're going very heavy Volks, just get Vet 1 for infantry. If you're playing as Maccaronni,
he does have 2 MGs. My bad.
Yeah, 2 MGs.
Oh, that is worth it then, I'd say.
I think he just lost one on retreat, however. And the other one always got nuked and is getting blocked by its own Stug.
Yeah, you're right.
This Flamer NG is left all alone on left-hand side. The retreat path is terrible. Luckily enough, he gets sniped on retreat by the sniper, which was retreated back to the base after the off-map attempt on the MG and the Stug and the sniper as well.
Nasty stuff. The bike is still alive. It's quite admirable to still have a bike alive at the 18-minute mark and when there's bars out. And here comes a sniper though from NuVioN. He's going to try and get the counter snipe. That's going to allow him to use his AT guns a little bit more effectively. But I still think Tank Depot wouldn't go amiss at this point. I think he needs to hold off on the reinforcement for a bit in order to get that Tank Depot out, because AT guns alone aren't going to win it when he's facing snipers and Nevils.
No, especially not against Nevils. They're gonna be continuously bombarded. If he buys another AT gun, Maccaronni can just get another Neville Werfer, and it's just gonna be, you know, curtains for all AT gun crews. Oh, this Stug might hit a mine or something funny. Nah, he misfires. That would be epic if the M8 rolled past the mine and it, you know, scatters shot on the mine and detonated. Yeah. I think that is a engineer mine, however. Oh, main gun destroyed on the M8. Very lucky.
That M8 has 9 lives. It's gotten out of so many sticky situations.
Extremely lucky M8.
Flame up could go down, but luckily Volks can't hit anything for shit. That AT gun though is gonna go down unless you rematch it very quickly.
Nice mine explosion on the Volks are gonna force them back to base. The AT gun is, he's attempted to destroy the AT gun with one of his Stugs. He almost got it. He got it down 50% health. He got 2 nice hits on it.
He decided he'd had enough of that idea.
So
he's just walking away. But Vet 2 Stugs now, I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You know, you just got to play a bit passively with the Stugs. But now he's got Vet 2 on them. Now they turn into real killing machines.
Allied sniper is decloaked by the Volks that died from the mine explosion, but I don't think there was anything in line of sight to actually see that it had a sniper, but that could have been very, very bad because the Axis sniper was moving up, and here comes the bike as well. I wonder if he's seen it.
Oh, he must have seen it. He must have seen it. He's going right
retreating.
For it.
Oh, counter snipe misses, however. Lucky retreat modifier saves his life, but the bike is in hot pursuit, but he's not going to be able to kill that sniper in the base with MG nest and bar rifles guarding him. Oh, there's the bike on the M8 mine. That was an expensive bike kill. 50 munitions to kill a bike. But I guess
it's
a
bit of damage though through the hedge to those rifles who were on the other side. So I guess, you know, every cloud.
I guess so.
Pioneers grabbing themselves a bar here on the left-hand side.
Ooh. What was that game? I think
choice,
didn't we see a game with like double barred Pios or something crazy like that? I can't actually remember.
I vaguely remember. Was it some
Pios with heavy
weapons?
weapons?
I kind of have a feeling it was a game with Sandland.
Oh god. Double. Vet 3 Pios. That would be awesome.
Oh, here
nice
comes
off
the
map.
artillery.
And I don't think Maccaronni is aware. Oh, he is aware.
Oh, he does see it, but only at the last minute. The sniper's gonna live.
That was
and
lucky.
Actually, that was a pretty good timing of the retreat there. That plus a little bit of luck saved his ass.
Yeah, but now the AT gun is in pursuit after seeing the sniper retreating. It's gonna be good, and the allied sniper is also somewhere. He's chilling out in the center. Neville, wow, first rocket decruised the AT gun, however. That's the problem with AT guns and versus tier 3. If it's not like double Puma circle strafing you to death, it's gonna be the Nevils bombarding you to death.
Do we have a doctrine choice yet from Maccaronni?
Nothing. He's floating 5.5 CP so far. He hasn't chosen anything as far as I'm aware.
Huh. If he's floating that much at this point, I'd just be tempted to go blitz, get a stew, base rape.
Yeah, it could work. Especially, you know, with the Neville, even if
there's nothing to stop it. It's just sticky. It's just, you know, NuVion's been relying on this single AT gun for the whole of the game. He could run in there and take out the motor pool, and that'd be game over. But
snipers trading blows by shooting at the infantry squads from one another's team. I think the allied sniper tried to kill the retreating Volks, and the Axis sniper took a shot on the flamer engineers trying to kill him.
Alright, this AT gun is toasted. Now it's the important decision for a NuVioN to get an AT gun or to get himself a tank depot, and he is deciding to build himself another AT gun from the motor pool.
Can he afford, you know, fuel-wise, he's no
fuel-wise, he can definitely afford it. He's got 202 fuel in the bank.
But manpower, he's been taking a lot of manpower losses.
He just got bled out of a lot, and he just spent everything on reinforcement.
Yeah.
If he just held out on reinforcement for a couple of minutes, you know, sent out some 4-man rifles instead of 6-man, then he'd be able to afford that tank depot. And you know, in a few minutes he could have himself a Sherman. which would be a bit sturdier. But although, of course, he's now facing 3 Stugs, so there's no easy decision. No easy decision to make from here.
I don't know what he needs. He needs a mix of something. You know, he needs to trap a Stug somewhere, and then sticky it maybe, and then pursue it with a Sherman or an M10 or something, and pick them off one by one. But I think Maccaronni is not going to fall for an easy trick like that, and he's even got Vet 3 tanks now, so stickies might not even be potent against them anymore.
At this point, NuVioN really needs to counter snipe. That's the only way that his AT guns are going to be able to function.
But even with the counter snipe, there's still going to be the problem of the Nebel.
Well, the Nebel you can dodge. If you're quick, dodge it. I don't know what NuVioN is doing here. He's just building lots of sandbags all around the middle, and if he just gets one Nebel shot while he's building on a rifle squad that's building,
he could have gotten one Nebel shot there. He did retreat them, however, but that could have been bad.
Oh, is a Goliath on the left-hand side around the VP, and there it goes. Takes out 4 riflemen.
Yeah, it stops the cap because Maccaronni is actually down on VPs compared to NuVioN, even though NuVioN is quite clearly taking the most manpower losses, I must say. Nice off map. I'm not sure if Maccaronni is aware. He must be aware, but he's not retreating his vault. 3 guys get insta-gibbed by the first shell. The 4th man is still alive, however, and retreats back to base. Oh, counter snipe! Counter snipe on the Axis sniper. I think he decloaked to run away or something. I'm not sure.
Was retreating.
Was it retreating? Ah, retreating for artillery. Lucky shot from NuVioN.
That's gonna open up the stage for this AT gun now. I mean, facing 3 Vet 3 Stugs and a Nebel, I'm still not putting NuVioN down for a win here, putting my life savings on it. But you're now being another AT gun, which I guess might kind of work, as long as he has the sniper superiority. But I can see the tier 1s building something again, and I'm gonna guess that's a replacement sniper.
Yeah, replacement sniper. Instantly when he lost the first one, it's almost completed already. 3/4 completed. Yeah, and I'm not sure if NuVioN is even gonna be aware of that, or he'll start plugging away and then get counter sniped himself, and that's just gonna be curtains.
Yeah. The window for him to use this opportunity of sniper superiority is quickly gonna go out the window.
It's very rapidly dwindling for NuVioN.
Now there's a rep bunker out as well somewhere. Yep, there it is, just inside the base. Although, that said, NuVioN is, despite being sort of outclassed in terms of units, he's capping a heck of a lot more than what Maccaronni is, and I suspect it's due to the lack of grenadiers. Without any proper solid infantry, these Volks have to retreat pretty quickly versus Vars. So, I don't know, he just doesn't have that much cap power at the moment.
Yeah, and the Volks run onto the field damaged as well, as he doesn't have Vet 1 infantry, so he doesn't have that, even though it's very slim, the small health regen you get from Vet 1 at least keeps your Volks healthy over, a long duration. But he doesn't even have that, so when they come out, they're already pre-damaged, and then, against Vars, they just get minced. They just melt in front of your eyes, basically. Allied sniper, Axis sniper takes a shot on the AT gun. I think the Allied sniper took a shot on, I'm not exactly sure what it was shot on.
Oh wow, triple Stugs. Oh wow, one volley and the AT gun just goes down, but the Axis sniper is decloaked somehow. I don't know how he was decloaked. There's some dead body decloaking him.
I don't see anybody on my screen, but could be. But look at these Stugs now. Wow, the top gunners decrew it. He's not gonna be able to recrew it when 3 Stugs are pointing the same way, just looking at that AT gun.
He could lose that small one with AP rounds, but doesn't quite get it. Yeah, I don't know. He 2 Stugs from a Vet 3. He's gonna chew this AT gun out and spit him out.
Flamers coming in from the left-hand side, trying to stop the Pyos. The barred up Pyos, trying to get the VP, because Maccaronni is still draining. He's down to 300, but all he really needs is just close the curtains for NuVioN by killing all his stuff, and it's gonna be GG no matter how many VP leads. How much of a VP lead he has?
Exploded. Exploded? Is that a word?
Exploded. Yeah.
Exploded. I don't know. It just sounds wrong in my mouth. Exploded. But yeah, the M8 just did that.
The M8 just did that. What Tommy said. The thing that Tommy said. They said it exploded.
The thing that I was saying that doesn't really sound like a word. Yeah, it just happened.
That just happened.
Yeah, I don't know. NuVioN is just been continuously sort of in a manpower hole throughout most of this game. Still only got 1 vetted rifle with 10 kills there. The other one's 4 kills, 0 kills, and 7 kills respectively. I mean, his unit composition is all infantry right now, which is kind of why, you know, again, I'd be saying to Maccaronni, if he hasn't spent his CPs yet, get a stew, base rush.
He decided to spend his CPs, and he went left-hand side terror, you know, just in case, you know, some miracle happens for NuVioN, or, you know, if he gets the TD up and was sitting on 6 M10s in his base, which is, you know, not what's happening at all. NuVioN is getting, you know, he's being bled on manpower. Oh, another counter snipe though on the Axis sniper again, but I'm not sure if one sniper can stop 3 stugs.
We just saw a series of counter snipes actually. There was one counter snipe from the Axis sniper on the Allied sniper, but a second Allied sniper came out, and that's the one that's now firing. And that one counter sniped the Axis sniper in turn.
I wasn't even aware of there were 2 Allied snipers. I just saw that the Axis sniper died.
Yeah. The first one got counter sniped, and then the counter sniper got counter sniped.
Here comes the barred up Pios, the heroes of the Reich. They're gonna kill everything in the American army. No problems. I got a bar, homie. Let's do this. You can do it, Pio! Why are you running away, you fucking scared people? It's just Browning automatic rifle fire and Garands shooting at you, no problem. You're barred up, Pios, you can't lose. But yeah, I'm not sure exactly what NuVioN needs to do, or what he can do. What can he do, Tommy?
He needs to...
that explains everything. I don't know.
Wait, if you've allowed your opponent to get bet 3 tanks and you don't yet have, you know, bet 3 shit of your own, then, you know, it's not a problem later in the late game. You can't save, you know, you can't save the late game if you have a poor early game, generally speaking. Obviously, there are exceptions to the rule. I mean, you know, at this stage, he's gone infantry. He's floating, you know, 3 3/4 CPs. He can get himself an OMCG, roll a Hellcat and an AT gun, and, you know, just swarm the place with rifles for scouting, maybe get a lucky stug kill if he can isolate it. But, you know, he's really going to have to rely on his doctrinal stuff now. I don't think anything that he can produce from his base buildings is going to help him.
Now he's trying to stop the capping from Maccaronni on the left-hand side. He had a sweeper, Pios, just go on the left-hand side and basically cap up the whole map. He even decapped the munitions.
The Allied sniper!
Where? Where did he die?
He was running around in the middle, uncloaked, and the stug just goes, oh, hi, sniper. Boom.
I just saw the 19 XP fade away on my screen, but hopefully you caught that and you guys would have just seen that in picture. Oh god, Stugs sniping snipers, why not? Why not? You know...
Well, Stug anti-infantry capabilities with the main gun, it's not bad actually, you know, we got 8 kills on one of them, 10 kills on the other, 10 kills on another.
Yeah, but the top gunner, the MG gunners must have done, you know, a fair deal of that. Oh, Flamer NG's trying to lay down the hurt on the...
I just saw that Flamer come out thinking, yeah, look at all these pinned bolts, I can totally force these guys to retreat. Boom.
Headshot, yeah. So is that the 3rd sniper out from Maccaronni? Must be.
There have been a lot of snipers, I must say, but NuVion's army is very small now. He's got the 1 M8, he's got his 3 rifles and an AT gun, not a single...
So he rebuilt his M8?
Left. Yeah, he rebuilt the M8, and that includes spending 100 munitions
on it, yeah.
Oh wow, here's the KT. Oh boy.
Yeah, it's gonna have its work cut out for himself right now. He's gonna take on 3 vet, 3 Stugs, and a KT. Problem, officer. Yes. A big problem.
Yeah, the most epic M8 mine in history, anyone?
Can he get everything to clump up together? Can everybody please go in a pile?
He needs to lure them all together in like the most insane bit of M8 micro ever witnessed by man. And then go into the middle of it somehow, squeeze his way past the KT and the 3 stuff, and lay an M8 mine right in the middle, and he just needs one of the gas tanks to explode, so the whole tank explodes and takes out all the others with him. Easy.
Easy. You know, in a day's work, basically, for an M8.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a noob can do that. If you know, if NuVioN can't do that, then you know, he just sucks.
Yeah, it's gotta be, you know, he just lacks the micro skills to do that, you know, exploding gas tanks and stuff like that. What did he get from the off-map combat group? Like rifles, mortar, and AT gun?
For him, it gave him 2 extra spare rifles, a mortar, and an AT gun.
Yeah, which 2 extra spare rifles are just fodder.
Not what he wanted there. Because against, you know, AT guns are pretty, you know, you need, you know, to take on a KT, like 1 or 2 ATGs, not gonna cut it.
You know, maybe if you continuously pop AP rounds over and over again, and the KT is just sitting there, you know, sure.
I think that was
that's not gonna happen.
Because one shot did quite a bit of damage to that KT there. But yeah, I don't know. He could almost just get flamers on a bunch of pyos and just charge in.
Yeah, he's got Vet 2 support units now for his. Does he even have any remaining snipers? He's got the Nebels and sniper.
Yep,
and
yeah,
pyros.
there he is, right next to KT. Big ass sniper.
Yeah, but I think all of the MGs ended up finally dying. I think in total Maccaronni built 3 MGs. He did it 2 starting ones and then lost one and replaced it. Oh, this Stug is sitting pretty for this AT gun on the right hand side. He's just taking it. He doesn't care. Pinging shots all over the place.
Man.
Yeah.
This is how
just gonna take it.
Take AT gun shots.
Oh, it's very painful. Even though they are Vet 3, their health is laughably low for a tank.
It was a heck of a long delay time there for Maccaronni. You reckon you went to get a coffee? Just like, yeah, they're Vet 3. Vet 3 can take anything.
Not AT guns. Not AT guns to the face over and over again. Stug going over to the left hand side.
Eventually you're gonna get one penetration and then it's
Painful.
and it's not so much fun.
Extremely
I don't know,
painful.
you know, NuVioN doing a good job of, you know, keeping the VP drain up. I think this is mainly down to Mac. He's probably just playing it safer than he would usually, given it's a tournament. He doesn't want to make any rash mistakes, so he's playing it quite careful. Probably why I wasn't so aggressive with the pin in the early game. But I think, you know, this gradual rolling war machine is gonna you know start rolling all the way to the base pretty soon.
Yeah, the vet creep can be very tricky against the Wehrmacht. What do you usually do against, you know, players when it goes to, you know, end game, late game, as playing as Americans versus Wehrmacht, and you know the vet creep starts incoming? What do you do? What's the
Well,
counter?
you gotta fight vet with vet generally. So if you don't have supply out upgrades, then you need to get supply out upgrades. That's assuming that you're in a position where you can buy them and you've already got all the core units. You know, assuming you've already got AT guns or Shermans, and you've got snipers if you need them, and you just need to keep up with the teching really, or out-tech him preferably, or just out-vet him. Out-vet him or out-tech him.
Oh, one Stug actually finally bites the dust, but AT gun on the right hand side gets nebbled and decrewed by another Stug. There's a Hellcat now out from NuVioN. Was that another off-map combat group, or did he build tank depot?
That was indeed another off-map combat group.
So he got the one Hellcat, and what else?
He got the one Hellcat. I think he got 2 more fresh rifles.
Oh.
No, he got 1 more fresh rifle, 1 mortar, another mortar, and a ranger.
Yeah, Rangers versus KT is pretty much a no-go. Rangers versus skirted Stugs is basically no-go. And AT gets instantly decrewed by barred up bolts in the center around the munitions point. And here's that mortar, I'm not sure exactly. Wow, he just recruits it in front of the bolts. Why not? Ah, Fausted the Hellcat.
Oh boy, and there goes the AT gun. And a nice prop war there to get rid of the pesky rifles there in the middle. Yeah, but you know, Rangers, I remember once playing OMG mod, had about 6 Ranger squads, all down to 2 men, just carrying bazookas, chasing after some Vet 3 KT. I did manage to kill it through frontal penetrations. It took a lot. It took a heck of a lot, but I did manage to kill it, eventually.
Problem here is that there's snipers and, you know, Stugs with top gunners that rip everything to shreds.
Yeah.
If it
And
just was
what
the
is this
one
Ranger squad
KT,
doing?
sure. I don't know. He was going after
Oh
something.
no, he's
Off
gonna
map?
lose it now to the sniper.
Was he
Sniper.
going?
Let's take out
Oh,
the
to a
guy. He doesn't
Stug.
even need to. Oh,
Nope.
dear. NuVion's
Stugs.
army was very big after those 2 MCGs. It is now very small.
I think he basically threw everything into the meat grinder. I'm not exactly sure what that whisper means.
Sounds sexual, but yeah, I don't know. What does strike me as a bit strange though, is that this was a best of 1 game. We should probably say, you know, this was an early round game, which means it was a best of 1. It's the way that the SNF qualifier tournaments work. So they choose the maps from a veto system. There's a pool of 5 maps. You got the usual big 3: Semois, Angoville, and Langres, as well as the 2 custom maps, Bois du Châtelet and Argentine Crossroads. But it baffles me as to why they were picked to do a map like Langres in a best of 1, which, you know, even even to the most liberal thinker is generally seen to be a Wehrmacht favorite map.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how they ended up picking Longer. Maybe NuVioN was just comfortable with playing Longer or something, even playing Americans, you know. He'd rather take those over the custom maps, you know, it might be something like that. And he was just forced off,
maybe
you know.
It was his hand force. It was either, you know, lose on custom maps because he hasn't played them at all, or
lose on Longer versus Wehrmacht. So, you know, the plague or cholera, which one do you choose? Another OMCG, or if you just built?
Yeah, it was another OMCG, but it was just more useless rifles.
Does OMCG work like that if you don't have the tank depot? But he did get a Hellcat once. But is the percentage bigger?
It's totally random.
It's just completely random. It's just slot machines, and it's just like, yep, I lose, because that's what happened when you play on slot machines. You know, you hear about the one getting the jackpot now and then, but you know, you don't hear about the 999,999 other people that played on that same slot machine before you that lost. All of them.
Exactly. I mean, it was the correct thing to do. You know, tactically, relying on OMCG was the best thing to do at the end here when you're facing the KT. And, you know, really when it comes down to the KT versus OMCG endgame, you really just got to hope you get lucky on the OMCGs if you don't already have, you know, AT guns and tank depot.
I think NuVioN has had enough. He just realized that Maccaronni is just bleeding him very, very slowly. You know, it's just an uphill battle, and against, you know, Vet 3 tanks are already in effect for Maccaronni. He could just keep producing tanks. He could even take to tier 4 and start producing even nastier tanks than Stugs, P4s and Ostwinds and whatnot. And with the KT on the field and double repair bunkers out from Maccaronni as well, he's going to be able to keep all his vehicles in tip-top shape, and the rifles are just going to keep dying in droves over and over again. It's just impossible to beat. You know, as you said, you know, the early game probably killed him a little bit. Even though I still gotta give him mad props for that 4-pronged attack. I always liked seeing flanking, and I'm very disappointed that it's not that prominent anymore. You know, as we said before, like Symbiosis, very passive allied play, for example, instead.
Yeah, players just generally. I think Seb actually commented on this on co2.org, just saying, you know, he's a player who last played COH about 9 months ago. And, you know, he was just saying, you know, wow, you know, all these SNF games, they're all so campy. You know, no one does anything anymore. And he did venture to suggest that perhaps the reason is that simply players have become so good that flanking is simply never an option. That there is simply, a player is never going to give you the option to flank without taking so much in return, so much manpower from you, that it's just not worthwhile, that you may as well just wait for tech. And I do get the impression that that's where the metagame is right now. Of course, you know, with COH2 just around the corner, there's a whole new metagame just waiting to be exploited, which I'm sure people look forward to eagerly when the beta gets released to the public in January.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. It's gonna be good when there's a whole bunch of new players, and all of these new type of build orders and tactics and whatnot are gonna emerge out of the shadows, and everybody's just gonna go batshit crazy, not knowing what the hell is happening half of the time, because there's gonna be so many players and so many tactics around that, you know.
But don't worry, TFM will be there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We'll be there to explain everything and walk you through the new strats, the flavors of the month.
Yeah, the flavor of the month. Oh god, I remember that back in, you know, good old Vico, when it was updated constantly. You know, it was always the unit, the flavor of the month. Which unit do we build this month? We'll build 1,000 AT guns because they snipe infantry as good as snipers do. Yes. Why build snipers when you can get AT guns? Or why build Shermans when you can get Calliopes with main guns?
Yeah. Why indeed.
Crazy stuff. But thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and yeah, see you guys in the next episode.
Yep, see you guys.